Sawviver coming along again. Love this thing. For again, the few ounces that it weighs, it gives you just tremendous wood cutting capability. For day hiking like we're doing, yep, still love the Sawviver and a large survival knife, even maybe a medium survival knife, depending on what I'm planning on doing. We almost had a moment of panic, by the way. We thought we left our WD-40.
That would have made for a long day, wouldn't it?
It would have sucked.
Yeah.
Because you sap up your blade and it just creates so much work.
Well, you know, can you do the work without it? Yeah, but
it's a lot more calories you're expending.
Well, it is, and for the purposes of this video and getting through a few things to test it, it just makes things go a lot quicker.
I agree. First up, fall and even A1. We're going to split. We may make a fire, we may not. There's no fire danger with all the moisture we've had up here, so we're good to go. You want me to cut this up too, Bugger? Or you just... Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, let's cut it up.
I'll go ahead and do the work and you can like do the filming as usual. How's that?
Well, it'll be a nice contrast from the last time we were out doing this.
That checks. Do you got snowshoes, by the way?
Yeah.
What kind do you have?
Got those Cabela's ones.
Those are good until you get to the steep stuff.
You know what? They do good in deep powder, but if there's any kind of crusty ice, forget about it. They kind of suck for that.
Yeah. We got to go shoeing, dude. That's good for now. Okay, bro dog. Hit it. Let's start splitting.
Okay.
You know what? I'd probably cut you a baton. Something that's a little more denser wood. Generally for a baton, ideally it's green, but I'm not going to kill any green wood up here.
There's not much of it, so.
No. We'll find something. How's this one right here, dude?
Yeah, that'll do.
You remember what we did last time? That's too rotten though, look.
Yeah, that's not going to last.
Something fresher.
Well, as you can see, we're getting towards the end of our day here. Won't be long, the sun's going to be setting behind that mountain over there. But what a great spot. And I'm thinking it's going to cool right off as soon as that sun drops.
I don't know if this is the best one either, but I want something straighter. I think this might be better.
Yeah.
Can't take my knee brace off, then I have to take my gaiters and all that off. That would suck. Just gonna leave it on. Give you a big old club, dude. We'll strip that, that should be good, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that should work.
Okay, skillet, what do you say right here? We kind of need to use the daylight because Buggett gets scared as the sun goes down.
I turn into a pumpkin when that sun goes down, man.
He's going to be checking out the fall and even.
There's our spot here.
He's going to strip the bark off the club first off. Off his baton, I should say. There's Buggett keeping the blade out of the dirt. There you go. Remember that hard laminated steel will chip out. It's not a carbon steel. The advantage is it's more rust resistant. Less maintenance. Still got to maintain them. Some guys will say, well, how do you keep your stainless blades? I generally will either wipe them down with a CLP like Break Free, some other lubricant, or a rim oil. Rim oil is one of my favorite knife lubricants just for preservation. But I live kind of in a dry climate, as you can see. If you guys live down where it's humid and stuff, really watch your carbon steel blades. They will rust out from you. And especially when you sharpen them, you can have that edge just go bye-bye. Again, there are needs for stainless steel survival knives. The fall and even A1, A2 are my favorites. Not my favorite, I mean all of my favorites, but some of my favorite blades. There's so many good ones. This is one of them.
That should do the trick.
There you go, dude. That's a good club, dude. Our baton. Okay, off we go. I'm gonna have you turn around so you're facing the sun, dude.
Okay.
That way you're not in shadow. Kind of wishing you had knee pads right about now, huh?
No, not really.
One advantage that the carbon steel blades have, in my opinion, I think actually in a lot of dudes' opinions, is they're just more rugged, resilient to doing what we're doing now. They won't shatter on you. They will shatter. I've broken some.
That right through a knot.
But they generally will be tougher than the stainless steel survival knives.
All right, here's one right down the middle.
Do it. Do it. Send it. Look at how thick that A1 is. It's just amazing. This wood is actually not too difficult to split. There's some rot in it, but that's just what Mother Nature's given us today, so we're not going to go hiking around.
It'll burn.
It will burn. The ultimate test will be going through walnut or cherry or something like that. Dude, that's a big knot right there, isn't it?
Knot. We'll try it from this direction, should we?
Sure. See how much headway you can make with that. I am amazed at the edge capability of that A1. It rocks. I mean, I've already batoned with it a lot, and it still had a pretty decent edge on it. Like I said before in the knife clinic, though, don't believe guys when they say, "Oh yeah," it blasted right through it.
It's just like a wedge.
Did you go through the knot?
Yeah, right through. Check it.
Rock on, dude. Rock on. Nice.
That's actually a pretty hard piece of wood there.
Good. Waste on it. Some guys will say, well, I think batoning is a gross misuse of the blade. I do not agree with that.
Well, it's an extreme test to be sure.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it's hard on a blade, but I always think that metal should win against wood. And again, we're talking firepower versus mobility here. I mean, you don't have all kinds of weight capabilities coming to high altitude climates like this, or wherever you go, you know, unless you have a vehicle close by. Then who cares? If you're on a snowmobile, then sure, bring an axe, bring your wood all the things that would really make this job easier. But sorry, Bug and I, we're backpackers. Everything you see we carried in on our backs. So I'm not going to be packing in a wood maul or a big old axe. A smaller axe I think would be okay. We will test some of those in the project. You'll see that. I am not anti-axe.
Contrary to popular belief.
Yeah, I'm anti-heavyweight, and it can go for a number of items. Just depends on what kind of capabilities I want, you know? Just depends. That thing is rocking. Why don't you shoot it with some WD too?
Look at that.
How do you like it, dude?
It's got some wear.
Badges of honor.
Yep.
Badges of honor is what that is.
Knives for collecting and knives for using. This is a useful knife.
Yes, it is. I'm a knife user, secondarily a collector. But the knives I collect have to be useful. You know, I shouldn't always say that. There's a couple I guess I have that might be questionable, but most of them are useful. They're working knives that are in a collection that at any given moment could be put to uses like this for my family and my friends. Getting it done. Okay, watch as you go down the dirt. I'd put it on wood. There you go. Nice. Now see if that might be hard with that rotten wood, but maybe you could go down to finer kindling where there's no knots. It's kind of crappy wood, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, it is, but let's try this knot here and see what happens.
Blast it with extreme prejudice. Falling even, A1, going through a knot. Bug it, Nuster. Take it to the limit. Make sure you push down on that handle too, dude.
Look at that, right into the ground.
Oh, look, it did. It skewered it right in there. That's a tough knot.
That is a tough blade.
It sure seems
Tough
like
piece
it.
of wood. I'm digging it. I am sold on this blade right here.
I think you're going to be buying an A1, aren't you?
I want to buy this one.
No way, dude. You ain't getting that one. I love that knife.
So, incidentally, what does a knife like this go for?
The blackened version at my friends at yourcornerstore.com is about $175, and the satin version $155.
But I mean, honestly,
they're not cheap, but they're worth it.
The black, it's a pretty durable finish on there.
Apparently.
Yeah.
This is like the third time I've done heavy duty batoning with it.
Yeah.
I think it looks cool too, once it gets worn a little bit.
What do you say? You want to try a different blade?
Yeah.
What a cool shot.
Dog, do you see some squirrels? Boogity, 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 boogity. Go get him. Go get him. Go get him. Go get him. She loves doing that. Good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl. Kershaw Outcast in D2. Let's cut this little small dead sapling down. Started on it already. Again, I don't think D2 is a great steel for this. Stand clear. You know what, I'd really tie a lanyard on this.
I know, that's exactly what I was thinking when...
Again, in temperate conditions like this, which we have now, I do bring a lighter. Don't expect it to work for you though when it gets cold and windy. It won't. But it's a quick and easy, lightweight way to make fire in the meantime. By the way, this is that little fire kit I showed you. It's my secondary one. Has a miniature, not miniature, but smaller flint and steel. That's my light my fire one. I showed you that in my Southeastern Fire Making Clinic video with a heavy K-bar. The K-bar heavy Bowie. That's great. Very effective. Have an extra single mirror in here for whatever reason. And another thing of trioxane. By the way, trioxane is my most awesome fire tender. I showed you that as well in my Southeastern Fire Making Clinic last year. Love it. Hey, 550 cord coming in handy. Why? Because we need to lanyard this D2 Outcast up. If we don't, it could be unsafe. So bust it into the 550 cord and just making a simple lanyard. I have a Freedom bracelet on if you guys are wondering today. Just says Freedom on it. What's your bracelet say?
It's just got the name of a soldier on it that's missing in action from an action in Laos late in the Vietnam War.
That's right. You've had that on for a long time, huh?
I haven't had it off my wrist in years.
Really?
Yeah.
Never removed it?
Never removed it, even at the airport.
Let me see. Let me film it again. I think I've shown it on camera before, haven't I?
I don't think so.
Let's check it. Awesome. What's the dude's name?
Jerry Shriver, Master Sergeant, Special Forces dude. Google him. It's a good story. It's worth reading.
Worth wearing, huh?
It is. Jerry Shriver.
Another American hero?
Absolutely.
Right on. Super stoked about. It's a narrow blade. Makes for more lightweight, but notice it. Let me twist this around myself a little bit. It doesn't have a lot of width for a wedge effect.
So you got less mass, less to swing with.
Yeah, less swing weight as well. So.
All right, I'm gonna work around the other side here to get a better shot.
Do it. Ah, it swings pretty good though, Buggett.
You're making quick work of that tree.
Dude, this thing is freaking blasting it. Of course, it's sharp. It's brand new. Again, I could push that over if I wanted to. I don't want to, though. I want to cut it. Kind of at a weird angle here.
For you guys that are watching this, apologize for the bad light, but it's all we got to work with right now.
You can come around on this side if you want. We won't be filming into light that way. It's kind of getting ridiculous at this point.
Done.
Pretty impressed with how it chopped. You working a fart? You look like it. Why did it? I actually wouldn't mind sending this D2 blade into the dirt a little bit to test to see if it'll chip out or something. So I could cut this more efficiently with a saw viver, but I want to chop a little more with this blade. Again, let's talk about blade safety. I always wear leather work gloves. Always clear your working area. Working with blades and axes is dangerous. It's dangerous. A lot of guys will say, well, you don't have to do it. I agree. If you have dry wood available and it will burn, you try it and it burns, rock on. Congrats. A lot of times you won't. If it's in this stuff right here, everything is covered in snow. That means these exterior layers, and I know I've said this before, some guys just don't get it though. The exterior layers are covered in moisture. It won't burn. You got to create some sharp edges to burn. That means you might have to process some wood to get in the interior where it's dry, or just somehow find some dry wood, splitting it apart in other ways. I don't like this position I'm in. Let me bring this lower. Dude, this thing chops. I hate to angle it towards you because I don't want it to slip. So I'm going to chop lighter when I go towards you.
Okay. Yeah, get after it.
Awesome. Stabilize it more, bro. Can you sit on it? I'll make sure I cut away from.
Yeah, this is.
No, that's not optimal.
That's not going to work either.
Okay, just do what you're doing. That's fine.
Here, try to give this a try.
We could spend more time finding a better brace. Here it comes. Kershaw Outcast. Pretty impressed with the chopping performance, actually. At least on this wood. You know, if this is just one data point, it'd really be better to test it against all kinds of woods, sappy woods, maybe some hardwoods, and also in really cold conditions. This ain't it today. I'm afraid that D2 could probably chip out on you or shatter. Let's split with it. Ouch, I smacked my elbow hard. This is where the wedge shape, or I should say the lack of a wedge shape, really reveals itself. Kind of a hard log too, dude.
Well, and this is where a big blade comes in handy too. You would not be going straight down the middle like you are right now with that fall nibbin we just did.
Checks. And I'm going right into a knot too. This junction right here is a knot. It's a good test. You can see the disadvantage of me hitting right here. Kind of bunging up that craton. I think this thing would be cool paracord wrapped. Clear.
That thing does not want to split, does it?
No, that knot is stiff. This thing's kind of slick, this baton. If I had time, man, I'd wrap some material around it, or if we were out here a long time, I'd carve me a handle in it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can get through that knot, bro. It's too much to ask. That finish is staying on there pretty good. Pretty amazed with that. Dude, I'm wailing on that blade.
Yeah.
As hard as I can. I want to test that D2. I'm doing that on purpose.
Well, it's taken it so far.
It is. Time will tell, though. Can it take it day after day, week after week?
And you brought up a good point earlier, is how would it hold up in the cold weather? Because I think in one of your previous videos you showed some D2 chipping in real cold weather, did you not?
It's not a great cold weather steel, I don't think, for what we're doing out here. Those knots are just killing the drive. And I'm in a knot there. I'm in a knot there. It'll take me a long time to get through it.
Yeah, that's a tough piece of wood there.
See, I wanted to do that, see if it would curl. And that edge did curl. You can see a little bit, a couple whacks right there. See the burring?
Sure enough. Yeah.
Just those two whacks burning. That could happen with any steel. But my point in doing that is sometimes your blade will get stuck and there's no way you can get it out unless you drive it out. This knee pad's like not doing me any good at all with a brace. I'm gonna have to. Case in point.
All right, so how did it do up on the edge there?
That bird.
Yeah, sure enough.
We haven't done a ton of batoning with it yet. I want to go through at least another log or two. It's all right. It's not super sharp.
Overall it's done a pretty good job, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, so far. I mean, this is easy batoning we're doing. Same with the fall niven. I mean, the same thing can be said for that. To be honest, this wood's not really rugged, except when you go through a knot. And you did go through some knots with the fall niven.
True.
Oh, you know what that is? That's wet. That's water in that log. Feels like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it's waterlogged. It was sitting above the ground though, right? Wasn't resting
for the
on
most
the ground.
part. No, I don't think it's been down very long.
Yeah. That might be sap too. I like a nice clean cut too for batoning bucket. That way it's just easier. It creates really clean firewood. Again, the main thing we're doing here is testing blades. If I can find burnable wood once my fire's going, I ain't processing it. You know, the question is, can you find it? By the way, some guys ask me about my knee. They go, dude, what happened? A lot of guys have knee issues. I'm one of them. I've had 4 surgeries on my right knee, 2 ACL replacements, 50% of my meniscus taken out. It hurts me still sometimes. As far as I know, my ACL's still working. I try to take care of it. My airsoft and paintball buddies, I used to airsoft and paintball all the time. I love it. I think it's awesome. I shredded my knee doing it though, because I'm real aggressive when I play. Real aggressive. I think airsoft and paintball are awesome, by the way. They're good training tools. And guys who poo-poo it and laugh at it and act like it. Oh, that's ridiculous. They probably haven't done it.
Well, whatever. Even if you set aside any kind of tactical implications, you're getting out and you're forced into a situation where you either have to run around and move or you're going to get hit.
Man, it's vibrating the crap out of me. True, fire and maneuver, all that plays. And you know, some people laugh, but I've played paintball for years. I wish I had video and a lot more pictures of that.
How's that handle holding up there?
Well, if I hit it hard, I'm going to just bust that craton off, so I'm trying to be careful with it. This wood is really sticky though, like we saw when we were cutting it with the saw. And it's just vibrating the crap out of me. Give me that leather glove over there, dude. But I've seen a lot of guys, I don't want to say fall apart, but get panicked on the paintball field. Seriously. Guys that just like, and I'm trying to talk to them like, dude, go around the right flank. And they're like, oh, what? And they just hole up. I see a lot of people that are afraid with paintballs. Also with airsoft. So, I don't know. No, it's not guns, but it's still fire and maneuver. A lot of the same tenets play. And, but I can't play it anymore because of my knee. I just don't want to shred my knee. I can't say I can't, I just choose not to. Because if I injure my knee again, I'm out of work and that sucks. Okay, I think that really vibrates. Or that handle's just killing me. It's unpleasant. Give me that, let's try that RD9 going through this. I want to see if it does any different.
Alright, back at it.
RD9. I've noticed some chipping in this blade with the steel it has, so. Much more wedge shape though than that Outcast.
Is that the only blade material that knife comes in?
This particular one, yeah, it's a, I'll annotate the type of steel it is. That's a lot of wear and tear on a blade doing that, hitting that tip like that. It's a good test for it, I think. Again, this is temperate conditions we're in. It's not cold. But we're out here thumping the blades to test them for you. I wish I could get out and do this more, Bucket.
I know, I wish I could too.
It's fun with all the gun reviews and all the other stuff going on. It's hard. There we go. Did it. You can see that chipping in it.
Let me zoom in. Let's get a close shot here. Okay.
I did that on my last outing, actually. Other than that, I'm digging the RD9. It blasts through wood pretty darn good. See how I went in the dirt? That's when it's chipping. Must be hard. This wood is a lot harder than the last one. Has a lot more moisture in it. It's good testing material. I like it. It goes pretty good. Wish the handle was a little bit bigger. Take it down Knot Alley right here.
I think that's a little tougher material for the handle than the craton.
Yeah, it is. I'm not getting the vibration I was with that D2. But you know, there's so many different batoning scenarios, so you can't condemn one knife just because you're getting vibration on one piece of wood. It's just the harmonics of the wood. It might have moisture, the way it works that day. If I consistently see it in a blade, then it sucks. It's rare I do. I don't feel any vibration in this one. I think it really depends on the wood. Oh, right through a knot, dude. This is where, again, a large survival knife can dominate the wood. To blast through a knot like that, go through thick pieces of wood.
Big time knot.
Big time. Worked okay with that one. I love big blades for outdoor use. If you can pack them in, you're so glad when you have them. They're not perfect for every situation. But like we saw last winter, man, they sure minimize your workload for doing this stuff.
It's just such a multi-purpose tool.
Exactly.
Just wailing on it.
Yes, I am, dude. I'm not going to wait to review this until cold weather, probably, but again, I'd like to see how it does when it's 0 degrees outside.
Yeah.
At altitude, testing the SOG Seal Pup Elite. It's an improvement over the previous version. Good mid-size stainless steel tactical / survival knife. This thing does not come sharp out of the box. Very disappointing edge. She keeps chasing. Every time she hears that, she's off to the races. She is out for blood. Actually, she would never hurt him. It's doing pretty good for kindling.
Yeah.
I like it. It's lightweight too. I like the longer handle, longer cutting surface. I don't mind the back spine run right here. The serrations or whatever they call them. See, I want to really prevent going into the dirt with my stainless blades. Buggett and I were just having an interesting conversation you guys might like. What is a good LBE knife? Fixed blade variety. LBE again stands for load bearing equipment. That's where you have a tactical vest of some sort. I think you have 3 good choices right here up with us in the mountains today. The SOG Seal Pup Elite. This of course is a cold steel SRK. On the bottom, the Fall Neven A1 survival knife. All 3 could be candidates for a good LBE knife. However, they each have drawbacks and advantages. The advantage of the A1, of course, like I'll say in my tabletop, really thick spine. Good wood splitter. It's not too long. It's not too ungainly to carry. Yet it does add ounces to your loadout. It's not super lightweight. In my opinion, a little bit heavy for a pure tactical LBE knife, which would mostly function as a secondary weapon on your person, maybe a tertiary weapon. Close quarter combat, I pull it, I need to, take out a bad guy with a fixed blade. All 3 of the knives could do it. This is a little bit heavy. One of my favorites to this day is a cold steel SRK. It's affordable too, around $65. It kind of strikes a balance in thickness between these 3 knives, you can see. So it still has some splitting survival capability, some strength capability, definitely some defensive capability, as I said on my tabletop of this blade. And it's not too heavy. And this is another option, a lighter weight LBE knife, mostly geared towards maybe emergency tactical and just utility. Opening up packages, food preparation. Again, all 3 of the knives function that way. But I think they have various survival capabilities. This is the most capable. It's heavier, thicker, mid-range capability. And again, we're talking about smaller blades here. And then finally, not too much capability for survival use. And we're talking about shelter making, fire preparation, things like that. That's how I see it. So just a couple considerations on mid-range LBE survival knives from Buggett Nuster and Nutnfancy.
What do you want me to do?
Lop that off. And still, we could saw it off, but I want you to use that Recon Scout and tell me how you like it, and then we'll do some splitting with it. Sun's going down soon, dude.
Yep. As is the temperature.
Checks. I don't see how anybody could use a Recon Scout or a Trailmaster and come away not liking it.
It's really got some good heft to it. You feel like you can really chop through something with it. It's got a good stout blade.
Thanks. Dude, you blasted through that.
Hammered through it. Just feels good.
It's authoritative. Is that due to your amazing upper body strength, or was that due to the blade?
Well, it has a lot to do with it. But
Yeah.
It is a good blade.
You can bench all of what, 60 pounds? Are you up to 60 yet?
On a good day.
Quit licking my face, dog. All right, blast on through, dude. You want to lube it? I think you're about ready for some food, huh, Allie? Huh, girl? You hear that, squirrel? You like that, squirrel? Good girl. What a good girl you are. Yes, you are. She loves the mountains.
Actually got a little too much blade in the wood here, but it's still going through.
This is another one of my favorite mid-size survival knives. For the weight and the firepower you get with a cold steel Recon Scout, awesome. A lot of guys say, well, how's the SK5 steel? This is actually the old carbon 5 version. We really need to get a SK5 and test it eventually. There's probably some tests out there already. I suspect it'll be fine though. Any carbon steel is probably my favorite. I shouldn't say any, but 1095 or variations, close compositions to 1095. It remains my favorite survival steel for our environment. That's because it's so tough. They will break on you. Like I said, I've busted one of these Recon Scouts before in very cold conditions. No knife is 100% impervious to breakage. But what we're simulating here and testing for you in the Nutnfancy project is survival use of a blade. You know, that you are stuck out overnight and you need to find dry wood. This is like, to me, one of the ultimate tests for a blade.
Good knot there.
Yeah, it is. Wail on it. If you can get through, you need a little bit more tip protruding though, I'm thinking.
Yep.
You just don't have enough leverage on it. Thing I love about the Trailmaster and the Recon Scout is they're a 1/4 inch thick. I said that in my Nutnfancy knife clinic vids last year when I had that crappy camera. The thickness of that blade is heavy, it makes it harder to carry, but man, it just makes it stronger and it blasts through wood. Another advantage of that carbon steel blade is like you saw Buggett, he goes right through the dirt.
Right in the dirt.
Does
Guess
it?
What? Unchipped.
No chips.
Unchipped.
Yep, and they're easy to sharpen. That's another key consideration for your survival knife. You go with a stainless knife, it's harder for you to do some in-field sharpening. We didn't bring a sharpener with us because this is a you know, just a short jaunt we're doing today. Incidentally, Buggett, I don't think we're gonna have time to climb that peak today. With doing all this work,
I don't think so.
we were initially we always have a lot more ambition than we do time. Isn't that the truth?
Not with everything.
Everything is like, dude, well, let's do that, let's do this. We're gonna have to come back and climb that peak. That's a fun climb though.
I don't know how people can get bored in retirement.
How? As long as you can maintain your health.
That's the key.
That's the key. If you can maintain your health and be able to come out here and do this stuff, the world awaits. The world is your arena for adventure. I mean, if I had no jobs and I just had nothing but free time on my hands and the money to pay the bills, dude, I would just do one adventure after another like this.
You know what the great part about these adventures is too?
You're with me?
Well,
That's the bad part, isn't it?
that's something we just put up with. But the good part about it is once you've got the gear, it doesn't cost anything to get out here.
That checks. Good point.
Gas and food.
That's it. Dude, you put it together a pretty good fire there.